brought on a lot of bodies, of course, but it seems like guys with different skill sets. And so, is that how you guys kind of see it? That there's a lot of different guys for different situations, I guess.
Well, starting off, we do have a lot of guys that can do different things. I feel like we have a great room with guys that can, fly around and ball. So if somebody needs a break, it doesn't matter who goes in there. So they can, fly around and do the same thing that the person in front of them is doing.
Does that make? I know it's competitive. Does that change though when it's like, all right, he can do this, and then I can do. Is it more complimentary almost, I guess, maybe than cutthroat competitive in some ways when you have different tools amongst you guys?
I feel as though that if somebody struggles in an area or aspect, somebody that can go in there and do it, not better, but for better of the team.
How would you describe as the first day in pads, Mike?
Very energetic. We had some guys flying around. We had safeties flying around, linebackers, D-line. The offense, brought some stuff. So I feel like it was very energetic.
Was it more fun, more like football?
More like football. It felt like football. I missed the full pass, aspect of the game. Taking guys down, tackling and stuff like that. So.
For linebackers, when you don't have a lot of opportunities to tackle during camp, I guess how do you maximize the work?
Well, you as a linebacker, you want to practice good habits. You run into the ball. You want to emphasize the type of tackle you're going to make. So if that's like a rapid roll tackle or like a shoe tackle that Coach Rashi mentions, you want to get there. Bring your hips so that the coaches know that what type of tackle that will be.
You talk about emphasizing things. What's something you have to emphasize to the newer guys coming in at this point in the season, and what do you remember back early on that was important at this time of the season for you when you got started?
Early back for me, I feel like it would be attention to detail. Attention to detail, because football is a contact sport. Guys go down sometimes, so you got to be ready to fill in that spot. So you got to know what you're doing at all times.
How tough is it to get the attention to detail when you're used to just being an athlete and just playing and finding success, and now you got to lock in a little bit?
It's really just focus. It's focus. It's paying attention to the guys that's in front of you, for the younger guys, and then getting your playbook. That's it.
All right, thank you.
How is the continuous integration process of learning what Joe Rossi wants and expects of you guys and just getting more comfortable, now that 2 weeks into camp?
I feel like it's just repetition. We repping not the same plays, same calls over and over again, but I feel as though the more we rep it, the more we repeat the plays, and it'll come like second nature.
Is it realistic to expect it to be like, second nature to you guys at the start of the season, or do you think it's going to take a few weeks until you guys really have a master on it?
I feel, coming out of camp, I feel like guys will fly around and, just knowing what they have to do. Like I said, it's a big thing with attention to detail on the team as far as the defense, and I feel as though when guys do that, when the game time comes, everybody just flying around and know what they're doing.
Coach was in here talking about the D-line has impressed him this first week a little bit. What's that group look like to you, in front of you, and anybody that you've noticed specifically that's been doing good things for you guys?
All those guys. I love having them in front of me. I do.
What have they been doing to make him, do you want to sort of point them out, you think?
It's almost, I feel like linebacker is almost like being a quarterback, guys protecting you. Linebackers, we're helping them as well as they're helping us. So they're protecting us with, guards, tackles coming up to us, taking on double teams and stuff like that. So I appreciate those guys for doing that. And linebackers help them as well. We run into the ball. Sometimes we get over top, and that brings a double team off of them, and we can have them make plays too. So it works hand in hand, but I do love those guys in front of me.
It's August 5th. You snap your fingers. It's going to be game night, and Florida Atlantic is going to be there. Are you starting to get excited about that yet?
I am. I really am. I'm juiced up. I really can't wait. Was it 25 days left or something like that?
What is it about this team that makes you excited?
I feel like we gel. I feel like the team gels together well. You might, outside people might not think that because we got a lot of transfers and stuff like that. But I feel like we gel really well as a team, and it's going to be scary. It's going to be really scary for our opponents.
You mentioned about helping out each other, and particularly the guys in front of you. What does linebacker have to do to get the first level impact, or so to maybe offset some of the things that the edges in particular have to do?
It really depends on what type of look the offense gives us. So say if it's outside zone or stretch or something, our linebackers are taught to get the D lineman through. So, we run over top, get the D lineman through, then we can, help them make plays.
That line between, being gap responsible and just going and flying to make plays. How does Coach Rossi preach that?
He really just preaches, just help the D line. Really just help the D line get through, and shoot, whoever gets there to make the play. That's it.
Is your position specifically a little bit like a nickel sort of hybrid? Are you playing out in space a little bit and doing some coverage stuff, or what goes into your spot specifically?
It depends. That's more the Sam. I do play Sam as well, but that's more the Sam. The Will is out in space as well too. Not as much as the Sam is though. The Will is more of like a box linebacker for us.
You get comfortable more and more playing next to Cal or Jordan or either Jordan? Are you feeling more having a symbiotic relationship? Are you getting more comfortable playing with one another compared to the spring?
Yes, I really do. Like I said, in the spring, the defense was new to everybody, so guys were just trying to figure out like what they had to do, what they had to do in the call, like their responsibility. I feel like now the communication is better as far as the whole defense, linebacker-wise. We're talking, we're communicating different looks, and it's just helping everybody just make the play.
In this defense, how important are the linebackers, considering you have the different fronts with sometimes 4 down, sometimes 3 down? I mean, how important is that role specifically in the defense, specifically because Coach Rossi is coaching you guys?
It's very linebackers are a big part of the defense because we have to communicate like everything. We have to know, the different formations. We have to know what everybody on the field is doing, just in case, somebody, is messed up on the field. We got to let them know what they're doing. So it's a big responsibility for the linebackers on our defense.
And takeaways is kind of an issue for this defense the last few years, mostly more on the interception side of things. But where are you guys at in creating takeaways in practice, and do you feel like you're making progress?
I feel like we're making great progress. We had a takeaway today, actually.
What was it?
It was Nakai, the safety number 1. Yeah, he made a great play on the ball. I feel like this year, takeaways are going to be a big part of our defense.
When you look at the defense, like the D-line has some new guys, the secondary has some new guys in the linebacker room, and most of you guys were here in the spring. Do you guys feel like as a group you're a little ahead, or at least can help teach those other things to those other levels? And so, just are the linebackers kind of leading the way defensively, I guess, because first of all, a lot of you guys are older, but you also were mostly here in the spring.
I feel as though, yeah. I feel like that's a big part of our defense. Just having those older guys at linebacker. Just coaching around, just making sure that the guys in front of the guy behind us is doing the right thing.
One more. Which of your fellow linebackers has stood out the most to you so far in camp?
I feel like everybody's flying around. Honestly, I can't pinpoint anybody that's just standing out. I feel like linebackers as a whole are doing their thing.
How would you describe the room as a whole? What do you think your identity is going to be going into this season?
Toughness. We got some tough guys on our defense that can fly around and make some plays.